Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jocelyn Lovely Tarot. So good to see you guys here today. This reading is going to be for my beautiful Sagittarius. If you guys resonate with the video, like, share, and subscribe. If you want a personal reading, email me at jocelynlovely84@gmail. Alright guys, we're starting off with the Four of Cups. With the Six of Swords in reverse, this is all in the mind of the realm of the mind, sorry. Although it looks like it's the realm of the mind, right? Because of the sword standing up, it almost seems like the ouchy moments, like there's a lot of pain or resistance or blockage, or you can't see through, right? And the thought patterns left and right that keep coming up. Although it seems like it's in the mind of the realm, right? With the King of Swords next, all logical, it actually has to do with your emotions, because look at the red on the outside, look at the clear colors all around these cards. It's almost as if you want it to be a part of the mind, but it's not. It has to do with your emotions, and your mind's actually accepting that. Your mind's accepting that it has nothing to do with logic or rationale or being smart or looking at things from a higher perspective. It actually has to do with your heart and the pain it's going through. Some of you guys feel forsaken. Some of you guys feel like your life, you were hoping for a certain outcome. Your heart was. This is how you know it's not like ego of the mind. No. This is your inner child's biggest dreams, wishes, and desires. And the things that that would have brought justice to your inner child, the things that you've been longing for years, the things that you could not bring into yourself. This is something that the divine had to bring to you. It did not happen. And you sat there, and your inner child sat there praying every night, waiting for the divine to bring in your justice. And unfortunately, it did not come in. It did not happen. You get the Nine of Cups in reverse next. This is how you know it's true. This is somebody who's disillusioned because your ships are delayed. Your happiness is delayed. Your next steps to pure joy and bliss are delayed by the divine. This is divine letting you know, please keep having faith. It's just a couple more months, 1 more month, 2 more months, 3 more months. Everything's getting worked out on the background, but you just can't see it, which is why the inner child is sitting here feeling like it's been forgotten, it's been abandoned, it's been left behind. And the thing about the inner child, sorry how this makes me sad. The thing about the inner child is that it does not, it doesn't know better. So it will be sad because it will think the divine forgot about you. It will think that. And I know some of you guys have literally for years been just putting your head up and thinking it will come, it will come. Your mind's been telling your inner child, it's gonna come in, it's gonna come in. And it got to the point where your inner child just kept getting upset and saying, well, when, your inner child just kept getting more disillusioned. So your mind it's freaking out. It doesn't know what to tell the inner child because it can't keep telling it the same thing every month, every year, every season, hoping that, it will come in this time when truly the mind has no idea if it's actually going to come in or not. Your inner child has literally, I think, it's resentful. I think it got to the point where it just lost faith. It lost hope. There's a difference when your mind loses faith and hope, but when your inner self loses hope, that's a whole different feeling. It feels like you've been punched or something's been taken from you, right? You got the High Priestess. This is the subconscious, right, realm. It's looking, the subconscious realm, your intuition. You're looking for something. The mind is looking for something, some type of inkling, some type of message to keep it going, to prove to the inner child, like, hey, I know I've told you this. I know I've told you to wait a little longer. I know I've told you to think of it from a higher perspective, right? That it's going to come in soon, but it cannot find anything. And it's desperately searching for something to prove the inner child to prove to the inner child that goodness is coming. The mind's getting desperate because it doesn't have answers. And because it doesn't have answers, it thinks it owes the inner child. Your mind thinks it owns your inner child answers, right? It thinks it cannot accept, the mind cannot accept the inner child being hurt and broken like that. It breaks the mind's heart. It breaks the mind too. Do you see what I'm saying? Your inner child's, the versions of yourself that are just like, seems like a teenager version of you, a spiritual code, any last hope that you've had, it just seems like it's just seen enough. It doesn't want to hear. Although there's messages all around, whether you see it or not, there's messages all around. He's covered with messages of it's coming, it's dated, it's gonna come, it's fated, right? And even the adult version is getting messages, right? Newspapers, messages, all over itself, but it's almost as if the adult version of you is looking at the teenager self of you or your inner child and understanding that there's nothing it can do for it. It cannot help it. It cannot help it from feeling the way it is feeling because, again, you don't have answers. These are only answers that the divine can bring you. And so it's almost as if it's the divine's telling your adult self to let your inner child be hurt and lose faith, even if it's for a second, because there's nothing you can do. So being in that state of being in that state of mind actually lets you loosen control, because it's only becoming apparent to the mind that it has no real control over your own destiny, and that's a hard, bitter pill to swallow. But it's almost as if, like, by you telling the inner child that it's going to receive something when you don't even know if it's true or not, you're giving it false hope. So just let both of you sit there and accept that you are under no control of your circumstances when it comes to justice. You have no control over that, and you have to accept that. Some of you guys you've never thought that was even a possibility. So you guys, this is a whole new territory or level of humility that you've never experienced before, and you need to experience this. You need to experience the lowest of lows so that you can truly understand. You can truly understand not only that feeling, but you can understand the gratitude of it when you do have justice in your favor. You're supposed to experience injustice. You're supposed to experience this feeling of not knowing, so you truly understand you do not control anything. This is the humility aspect that maybe you guys have been needing to feel, because some of you guys think you can control everything, and you cannot. The only reason I tell you this is because, and I know nobody wants to hear this, but the only reason I'm telling you this is because you're promising. Maybe your inner child is you can't help it. You can't save it. You cannot. You're not God. You cannot. Even if you could sit here and stall for a couple more months and let your inner child know that everything's going to be okay for a couple of months, you don't really know. You don't really know. The divine is telling you, right? But just because the divine is telling you doesn't mean your inner child doesn't have the right to be hurt, that it feels unheard. Right? Let the inner child feel unheard, and you'd be surprised with what you learn from that experience, right? It's the whole point, is surrendering control and letting other aspects of you take control, take the reign. Let them feel how they feel. You never know, by you letting your inner child feel how it does, it will console itself. It is not your job, like I said, to save your inner child. I hope I'm making sense here, guys. The last message is portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards are coming in. See? The water is so close. It's about to hit you, but it hasn't hit you yet. It's so close. But it doesn't matter. Let your inner child get mad and freak out. That's what it's supposed to do. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Bye.